if you're Seattle, getting Cooper Kupp for Sam Darnold would be a pretty wise move. If you can afford it, you can work it in. It would be a great way to supplement your new 3-year deal with your new quarterback. And Sam was introduced yesterday in Seattle, and what was brought up to him was the way the season ended. And this totally makes sense. You know what I mean? It's you have to part and parcel do this. And I know it sounds like low-hanging fruit or being overly negative, but the way things ended for him last year, in the mind's eye of some, wipes out the 14 wins, or at least it evens it out, or at least it's something that is of great concern that the 14 wins might have been the longest flash in the pan you can have. It's more than a flash, right? 14 wins?
14 wins ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy. But he was asked about the way the season ended, certainly since it ended against a team that he's going to have to face twice a year.
It's fair, man. Like, you get all the way to that point. You have the season that we had offensively as a team. And then, you run into, at the end of the day, like only one team can win the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, we weren't that team. But I learned a ton from those last 2 games, especially playing Detroit and playing LA. We're going to see LA twice a year, obviously, playing in this division. And really looking forward to that. But, it's just, continuing to learn things about yourself, what they did schematically. That's basically all you can do is just learn from those experiences.
And he's in between his new head coach, Mike McDonald, and his new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, who he's been on the same team with in previous spot before. Listen, certainly if Geno wasn't going to sign for the manner in which they wanted to sign him, and they could pivot to Sam Darnold and get 7 years younger at the position and see what you can do with him and get draft capital for Geno Smith, a wise move. And they did run the risk. They did run the risk of not getting him. I mean, they might have been in the, Aaron Rodgers game potentially had Sam Darnold signed with Pittsburgh. Yeah. Instead, they run the risk. And so put it all together, and it was, I think, an educated bet here. You're paying less to the position. Mm-hmm. You're getting younger at the position, and you're betting on that this is the beginning of something big. And you also, to use the Silence of the Lambs phrase, with all due respect, you covet what you see. And in the final, in one of the final home games of the year, I believe it was Week 16, Sam Darnold went up there and played one of his best games of the year and beat the Seattle Seahawks and put the Seahawks in a tougher position to make the playoffs based on what they saw from Sam Darnold, who, by the way, also won with Carolina. He's won in Seattle.
He had 3 touchdowns that game.
He sure did. And somebody brought that up to Sam, who I think was much happier talking about that game than the way the season ended.
I'm excited to talk about this. How long have we got? We got an hour? No, it's incredible, man. Whenever you can come to an atmosphere like this and everyone kind of goes quiet, I'm not, hopefully that doesn't happen here anymore. But no, man, it was a special game. I remember that touchdown, the one to Jets down the sideline. That was one that will be in my memory bank for as long as I live. So, but yeah, that was a, no offense, Coach, but I keep rambling about this. I asked you how long I had, because I'll keep going. But no, it was just a special moment to be able to win that football game.
Jets, obviously not in reference to the team that drafted him, but that's the nickname for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So Jackson Smith-Njigba is his guy. Getting Cooper Kupp for him would be, I think, a wise maneuver. But they're gonna run it and then run it again and then play action off the run and then run it again and then play action and maybe run it 2 more times. That's the way they're going to try and score touchdowns on you. Play some defense. That's Mike McDonald's way of going about it. When you hire a defensive-minded coach, that's the way you play football. That's the way you want to win playing football, and in many ways, that's the way they let Russ cook with Pete Carroll. So this is the Seattle way of playing football, and with the way the Niners are in a state of flux right now, I would say, and we'll see how Arizona improves. It's the Rams division to go and try and beat, and it'll be fascinating when Sam has to face him.
No doubt.
Because we'll find out if the Rams have his number or he just had to change addresses in order to beat him. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.